Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel from Simply Angel Tia. In this video I'm gonna be working on these leg warmers here. Very simple. I completed one not too long ago, very similar to this in a lighter blue than this. And then a client asked me to do a tutorial for a different one with just doing the ends here, the borders here, in a different stitch than what I did in the other one. She found it a little bit complicated to do it the other way, so I decided to just do it this way. But the middle part of the leg warmer here is exactly the same as the other one. Okay, and this is also something that the client wants me to make for her. So these leg warmers also will be for the client, as well as the tutorial that she would like to learn to make some for her loved ones. Okay, so this is what we're working on today. Let's go ahead and grab our materials and get started. Okay my lovelies, so before we get started with this simple project, I'm going to show you the materials that we're using for it. And as you can see here, I have my yarn. This is navy blue, and I'm using this yarn because this is actually a project that was requested, and it's also a client who is going to actually keep this product after, so they wanted both to see how the tutorial is done, as well as they would like to buy whatever I finish later. So this is why I'm using this particular color for this. So navy blue Azurite 100% acrylic. It's a lightweight number 3. The color number is 3090, and its recommended hook size is 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hook. And this is 50 grams for this skein, or 140 meters. You're going to need about 2.5 of this to make the 2 leg warmers. And if you're making it in the same size, if you're making them smaller or larger, then you may need more or less yarn. Okay, I'm going to be using 4.25 millimeter crochet hook, which is a G6 US. It's a little bit bigger than what is recommended, but because of the stitch we're using, it's going to work perfectly. I have my scissors here, and I have a tape measure just for you guys to know how long you want your leg warmers to be, as well as the width of it. I already know the sizes that I'm going to be making, so this is mostly for you guys who are following the tutorial. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to get the tutorial started, the first thing you're going to do is use your tape measure to measure the width of your calf, so the biggest part of your leg, from under your knee, pretty much, not upper after the knee, higher up, but lower. So right after your knee, below that is usually the biggest part of our leg, which is the calf. You're gonna take your tape measure and you're gonna measure it around like this, and then whatever that is, you're gonna work the number of chains that fits that. Okay, so for these, the client happened to be my size, so I'm going to be doing a chain of 40, so that I can start with the width of the project here. Okay, so I'm going to start by doing a chain of 40. So 1, 2, 3. So I have my chain of 40 here, and this is gonna create the width because we're gonna join it and work, and this is the width of our leg warmer here. Okay, so after your chain of 40, and you're gonna do this length here to be able to fit the width of your the largest part of your leg, which is your calf. We're going to then just hold the work straight so that we can work around, and when you have your chain very straight, you're going to slip stitch in the first stitch that we started with here, which is your first chain, and I go through the back of the chain to do this. So just do a slip stitch like that. Okay, so this is what we have now. We're going to be working in this circle here, and then I'm going to do a chain of 2. This chain of 2 counts as a double crochet, and I'm going to go into the next stitch and grab the back of the stitch and do a double crochet. So now I have 2 double crochets like that, and they're not into the same stitch, just so you know, they're not into the same stitch. This is into this stitch right here, and then the next stitch is where I put my double crochet. Then we go into the next stitch and we're going to complete a double crochet in the back of the foundation chain here. And then we go into the next and complete a double crochet, and then you just do this all around until you get to the end of the row of this circle here. Okay, so you're going to complete your double crochets. When you get to here, which is this is going to be your last stitch here to work your double crochet in, come back to the video and then I'll show you how to move on to the next step. Okay my lovelies, so I have completed my double crochets around the circumference here, and as you can see, this is pretty much how it looks like. And then I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch on top of this chain 2 that we had started the row with, just like that. Okay, so this closes this gap here, and then we're able to start our row 2. And to do that, we're going to do a chain of 2, which counts as a double crochet, and then we're going to do a front post double crochet in the next stitch like this. Okay, and then in the next stitch we're going to do a back post double crochet. I have done a few projects using this stitch here, so you guys can definitely check out those videos. I have a leg warmer that I did just with this stitch all the way from to create the full length of it like this. So very easy stitch. You just go and do the front post, and then you do the back post, do the front post, do the back post, and you alternate those two until you complete the row. So I would like you guys to go ahead and finish this row by just alternating the front post and the back post double crochets. When you have completed that, come back and I'll show you how to start the third row. Then we will work a couple of rows like this, and then we will change the stitch after a couple of rows of this. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed my second row here, which is the first row was the double crochet row, and then I did the front post, back post, double crochet row. And now I have come to the end here, so I'm gonna slip stitch on top of this chain 2 to be able to finish this row like this. Okay, and then I'm going to do a chain of 2 to start the third row, and then I'm going to just follow the way my stitches lay. So this one, the next stitch is going to be a front post because it's the back post from the previous row, and then I'm going to do a back post for this one here, which is a previous front post, and then a front post for this. So pretty much anything that looks like I need to go in the back like this, I go in the back, and anything that looks like I need to come in the front like this, I go in the front. Okay, so I go ahead and do this row here all the way to the end. When you reach this section here, you will be able to do your back post double crochet in this stitch, and I know it's a back post because it kind of protrudes towards the other opposite side. So that's gonna be a back post for me, and then I will slip stitch here to complete the row, then chain 2, and then start my fourth row, and I'll do that one more time after that. So I'm gonna do 5 rows all together. So the first row here being the front post, the double crochet row, and then the next 4 being the alternation between the front post and the back post double crochet. So that's why I get my 5 rows all together. When I have those, I will come back to the video, so you can please go do the same. When you have those, then you can come back to the video and I will go ahead and show you how to start the next part of the project, which is another repeated for quite a while until you have almost the length, and then we will close it off by finishing it off with the same pattern here, which is the same stitch at the end of the other side of the leg warmer. Okay, but for now, go ahead and do total of 5 rows like this, and then come back to the video. Okay, I will see you guys then. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed my 5th row here. So as you can see, this is how the alternation between the front post, back post, double crochets end up looking like. Okay, now that I've completed my 5th row, I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch on top of this chain 2 to just complete this row, and then we will go ahead and get started with the next row. Okay, so this is the one end of the leg warmers, and on the other end we're going to complete it the exact same way, but in the middle we have a completely different stitch. So to do that, I'm going to start by doing a chain of 2, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch, which is this stitch here, and complete a double crochet, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch and complete a double crochet, and into the next stitch a double crochet. So for this row here, it's just a solid row of double crochets all the way to the beginning where we just started right here. Okay, so I'll have you guys work that all around. When you get to here, you will do your final double crochet here, and then come back to the video and I will show you how to start the next row after that. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed my row of double crochets here. So as you can see, this is how it looks. I'm going to slip stitch on top of this chain 2, and this stitch goes along with it, obviously, as you can see here. So we're just going to go ahead and do a slip stitch here like this to close that section off. So that's how we start the next type of stitch that we're working with on this project. Now I have already counted my stitches. I have 40. So as you know, we started with a chain of 40. So all of this work that you're doing here, you're continuing to work with stitches of 40 stitches. And then in this part here, you want to make sure you have that and that you've not added more or lost just somehow by mistake. So I've counted mine. I have 40 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the next row. I will chain 2, and then I am going to work a front post double crochet into this here. Okay, and then I'm going to work a front post into the next. And then I'm going to work a front post into the next. And then a front post into the next, and then another front post into the next. So I have 5 front post double crochets here. Okay, so these 1 2 3 4 5, this here we don't count it now yet. We're gonna end up counting it into the stitch, the last thing that we do over here. And then for the next 5 stitches, I'm going to do back post double crochets. So 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, so that's my 5 stitches, which is back post double crochet. The next 5 I'm going to do front post double crochets. So 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, so again, we're alternating between the front post and the back post double crochets, and we're doing it in sets of 5. So the next one here will be 5 back post double crochets, and we do this, and then when we have 5 completed in the back post double crochets, we go ahead and do front post double crochets 5 more times, and then we just alternate this until we come back to the beginning. So as you guys can see here, I will have you guys go ahead and alternate this, and then whatever your last 5 stitches will be here, it will end up being back post double crochets, just because we started with front post double crochets. And then when you have completed those, you come back to the video. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed this row here, which is the alternation of 5 front post double crochets and 5 back post double crochets, and then repeat it all the way until we come back to the beginning of the row. And I'm just winding up my yarn here, and then I'll show you what we do here. So as you can see, for these final back post double crochets, we have 4. So 1 2 3 4, and it's because this one here, the chain 2 we started with, is going to count as our 5th one. So we're just going to go ahead and slip stitch on top of that like this. Okay, and then we're going to do a chain of 2, and then we go and repeat that again. So we go and do 5 front post double crochets, and then we will do 5 back post double crochets, and then 5 front post double crochets, and again just repeat that until we have 5 rows of this. Okay, 4 rows actually. So this is the first row. We just finished our second. We're starting the third. We're gonna do 1 more, and then when you finish those, come back and I will go ahead and start the next row with you guys. But for now, we are working on row 3 of this part of the project. So not this part, but the next one that we started with a row of double crochet. So that row of double crochet counts as your first row in this type of stitch here. And then we do that 4 times all together, including the double crochet row, and then come back to the video. Okay, so I'm working on my third here. When I finish, I have 1 more to go, and then I'll come back to show you guys how to start the next. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed 4 rows here of the alternation between the back post double crochets and front post double crochets in sets of 5. And as you can see, this is pretty much how it looks like. So it's a very nice basket weave. So for those of you who haven't noticed yet, this is pretty much going to end up being the basket weave stitch. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and now start the next set of 4 rows. And for this set, we start by doing a chain of 2, and then now we reverse everything. So now all these 5 stitches that we did the front post double crochet, we're going to do back post double crochets. Okay, so they're going to then now flip and be done this way. And then we're going to do this for the next 4 rows as well for this reversal. Okay, so we do the 5 back post double crochets. Okay, and then where we had the back post double crochets, we're going to flip those and make them front post double crochets. So we work 5 front post double crochets into these stitches. Okay, and then for the next, as you may know by now, we flip those and make them back post double crochets, and then we just alternate those for the next 5 rows as well, or 5 stitches as well. And we continue to do this until we get to the end of the row. Okay, so until we come back to where we started off right here. And when we do, we're gonna end up doing a slip stitch to join the end of the row, and then we do a chain 2, and then we do another row of this. So now at that time we're just gonna follow the process here. I did the light blue ones exactly the same, so instead of repeating this the way I did that one, I'm going to have you guys pretty much, if you want to just check that as a reference, you can go to that video. I will show you guys a picture somewhere here so you know which ones to look for, but they're pretty much the same like this, except this part here was a little bit different, but the basket weave was the exact same for that. Okay, so you do 4 rows of this, and then in the next 4 rows you reverse again, then you do 4 rows of those, and then you reverse again. And I do that and to get the length that you're looking for. First of all, I've already measured how long I want my leg warmers to be, and for the client that I'm doing it for, they want it to be about 12 inches long. Okay, so what I did was 12 inches long. Let me take my tape measure here. So if I wanted to do 12 inches long for my leg warmers, which would be this long for the client, okay, it would be this long. I measured this part here where we do the kind of border like this, okay, and it's about 2 inches. So, and I'm gonna need to do another 2 inches at the end, so the other end here will need to have 2 inches, so which means the middle here is going to end up being 8 inches. So this part that I'm doing here is gonna need to be that long. Okay, so for me this worked out to be 7 sets of this. So I have 1 set like this, and then the reverse will be another set, and I did that 7 times, and then I completed with this. Okay, but for now I'm gonna work the 7 sets of changing them like this. So 4 rows of this, 4 rows of the next, 4 7 times, and then come back to the video. So I'll have you guys do that and then come back to the video when you've finished it. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed my 7 sets here for the body of the leg warmers. So as you can see, we started here, and then I did this first set with you, and then we started the second set, but then I asked you guys to continue alternating until you have the 7 sets. Okay, so that is done. I'm going to now do the border like this on the other end, and again, that is very easy to do. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started here. So I've completed my 4 rows obviously here, so I'm going to do a chain of 2, and then I'm going to start doing double crochets around this row. So I'm going to go into the next stitch and complete a double crochet, and into the next stitch, complete a double crochet, and into the next stitch. And again, we just do this all around until you come back here. Your last stitch should be right here. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys at the end. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed my row here around the top of the leg warmer, and it's just a row of double crochets for now. And then I'm going to slip stitch on top of the chain 2 that we started the row with, just like that. And then I'll start the next row by doing a chain 2, and then I will do a front post double crochet in the next stitch, and then a back post double crochet in the next, a front post double crochet in the next, and a back post double crochet in the next. So again, we go back to what we did for this section here. Remember, we started with a row of double crochets, and then we did 4 rows of alternating the back post double crochet and the front post double crochet. So this is pretty much what we did, and we're repeating it again on this end here. So instead of explaining going through everything with you guys again, I will have you guys just repeat this all the way to the end, and then when you get to the beginning here, you will do your final stitch here, which would either end up being a front post or back post, and then you slip stitch on top of this chain 2, then you chain 2, and you just repeat by following the pattern here. So this will be a front post double crochet, that will be a back post, front post, back post, and then you do this 5 times. So we have the first row here, the second row we're working on, and then 3 more. So that's how we're gonna finish it off. And then when you have completed all those rows, you come back to the video and we would look how our first leg warmer looks like, and then for the second we will just repeat exactly the same thing. Okay, so go ahead and complete this and come back to the video when you have completed the 5 rows here all together. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed my 5 rows here of alternating the front post double crochet and back post double crochet, just to match our beginning here. And this is pretty much it. So this is my leg warmer completed. So I'm going to just slip stitch on top of the chain 2, and then I'll cut off the excess yarn. So we're just gonna go on top of this stitch here and complete the slip stitch, and then I'll grab my scissors. Okay, and I'll just cut my yarn somewhere here, and then we will do a slip stitch again here and close it off, and we will weave these in as well as the one that we started it with. Okay, now as you can see, this is pretty much completed. So a very simple, and it's very stretchy both ways. You can stretch upwards like this, you can also stretch in this direction like this. So one is completed. You're gonna go ahead and repeat the second one exactly the same, so nothing is going to be any different here. You make sure you do it exactly the same. Make sure you don't forget to use the exact same stitch, a crochet hook size, just so it doesn't come off a little bit different with a different hook size. Okay, and then when you finish the second one, make sure you weave in your ends here for both of your leg warmers, and then come back to the video. I will do the same, and then we will look at how our 2 leg warmers look like. Okay, see you guys then. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed the second leg warmer as well. So as you can see, I have my 2 completed. So exactly the same size. So this is exactly why I stressed on making sure that everything is gonna be matching up, so that it doesn't look like one is longer, shorter, one is wider, one is narrower. And this is why we did the 2 exactly the same like this. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of the project. I really hope you guys enjoyed making these ones. I know it's probably still time to make some of these for the winter. So they work up really fast. You don't have to take too long to make this, and you can make this for your loved ones and, you know, family members. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed it so much as I did. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and like the video. Make sure you turn on the notification bell as well, so you can be notified when I post a new video. As of lately, I've been posting quite frequently, but I'll be going back to posting once a week like I've been doing for the last couple of years. So once a week you'll be notified of a video that I'll be posting. Okay, all right, well, thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.